Can you start by introducing yourself?
Sure. I'm Susan Tran. I'm an associate professor of psychology at DePaul University. I'm a pediatric psychologist, which means that my area of expertise is in working with kids with health conditions. And I'm the leader of the Pediatric Coping Health and Illness Lab at DePaul. So we have graduate students and undergraduate students. Most are studying psychology and are really interested in working with children and adolescents and specifically helping them with issues around health.
Could you give us a little more insight on the type of research you conduct?
Sure. So a lot of our research focuses on pediatric chronic pain. And so chronic pain is pain that sticks around for 3 months or longer for really any reason. One of the primary issues that we see with chronic pain, especially in children, is under identification of chronic pain. So oftentimes when kids have a complaint of pain, they may see a doctor to try and find a diagnosis or an underlying reason for the pain. And meanwhile, the pain is persisting and can really get in the way of doing a lot of things like going to school and hanging out with friends and doing their usual activities. One thing that's important to know is that pediatric chronic pain, having pain itself is a condition worth a diagnosis, and there are treatments available for chronic pain conditions to reduce pain and the impact of pain. One of the other primary issues that I'm really interested in is health disparities related to chronic pain. So we know that there are big disparities in terms of who gets diagnosed with chronic pain and who has access to treatments. There are really good, effective treatments available in specialized chronic pain clinics, but there are a lot of barriers to getting care in those clinics. So oftentimes we see only a small subset of the population being able to access those treatments. We also know that people are more likely to not be believed about their pain symptoms, taken seriously, or being offered different treatment plans. So one thing that we're really interested in is learning more about those disparities with regard to race, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status, and who has access to those treatments and what kinds of things we can do to reduce those disparities for kids with chronic pain.
What is the primary goal of your project?
So because we know that there are these disparities with regard to treatment and chronic pain, one of the things that we're trying to do is to better understand the experiences of chronic pain in youth who don't have access to those chronic pain clinics. So we are based in Chicago, so our focus is going to be on Black youth in Chicago to understand the experience of youth who have chronic pain, to better understand what they do to manage the pain when they have it, who they talk to about it, what kinds of resources they have in their communities, in their schools, and their families to help them manage pain, what kinds of things that they would like to have access to, what kind of treatment modalities would feel like a good fit for them and they would like to have access to try and improve their pain. These health disparities are really widespread, but we have to start somewhere, and given that we're in Chicago, our first project is going to start with Black youth in Chicago.
What are you aiming to achieve with this project?
So after this project, we're hoping to have a better understanding of the resources and needs that youth might have with regard to chronic pain. So with a better understanding of that, and maybe with the resources that folks have, maybe we can raise awareness around those resources, connect people to the right kinds of resources and supports that could be helpful, and we might identify some needs and some supports that might need to be developed. So I think that would then pave the way for the next step in trying to identify folks in the community who have interest and expertise in this area or lived experience with chronic pain that could help us co-design different supports or interventions that we could offer to families of kids with chronic pain and kids with chronic pain to help improve their functioning and their symptoms.
How can we move forward together, and who can play a role in this effort?
Yeah, so we would love to hear from Black youth in Chicago who have experience with chronic pain to tell us more about their experiences. We're also interested in hearing from folks who work with these youth who might have chronic pain. So this could be family members, folks from schools, community centers, or churches who work with youth who may have had this experience. We want to learn about the resources that already exist that we can help connect folks to, and we're interested in learning about like what the next steps are to design these appropriate supports or treatments for folks. So if you're interested in collaborating with us and co-designing these next steps, we would love to hear from you. Here's a link to our contact form, and we're also going to put a link to our email in the comments so that you can reach out to us and let us know that you're interested. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to hearing from you.